This is Board's third time to do last lecture, and this time we have the honor of Dr. Stapleton doing it for us. So without any further ado, Dr. Stapleton.
Yeah, right.
Hey, y'all. You know how to make a girl feel loved. Hello. Reverb. We got it? We got it? Good. So, do you know the history of the last lecture series? Yes? If you have not seen the real last lecture by Randy Pausch, I highly recommend going to see it on YouTube or read the book. It's definitely worth an hour of your time because it's amazing. So, tonight's going to be fun. I'm not going to try to cry. I can cry easily, but I like to laugh way more than I like to cry. So, enjoy and just be whatever. Just do it. The lead in to get you signed up to come. Maybe a pop star, maybe a jazz instrumentalist. But I absolutely love music. Growing up, I remember, as long as I can remember, you see the piano picture. My mom played the piano at our church, so she played piano. I can almost play by ear the piano, not physically, but I can hear it. So started taking music, played the trumpet, did the trumpet a whole lot. The 70s hair is just classic, I know. But I was into music. I watched a show called Fame. I Want to Live Forever. Those of you of the children of the 80s, 70s, it's much edgier than Glee, way cooler show. But it was about the New York School of Performing Arts. And I had just about convinced my parents to let me move to New York and be in that school. And then reality set in. My dad said, honey, you know, I know you get music, you love music, but, you know, you can't just sit around and play music all day. How are you going to make a living? So now I sit around and talk Spanish all day. And I'm rolling in the money, I can tell you. Scalping. So tonight, something you may not know is I love music. Everybody knows I love Spanish. Everybody knows I love to travel. So I'm going to talk a little bit about my passion for music, all right, if you don't mind. It's the theme called Soundtrack for Life. Well, MC World. Those of you who don't know me, hey, I'm Dr. Stapleton. My students call me Dr. BS some days. Beth Stapleton. Maybe not the right kind of humor. But I was a student at MC. Loved MC. Came from South Georgia. Didn't know a thing about Mississippi College. You know, we did the whole campus tour. You drive. We started in South Carolina, North Carolina, Tennessee, Ouachita, Arkansas, and ended up in Clinton, Mississippi. And so cliche as it sounds, I just knew this is where God had me. But it's true. I loved MC. I loved 4 years of MC. I did graduate in 4 years. Went on to get my master's at Ole Miss. I taught a little bit in Georgia, and then I went back for a PhD at LSU. And in 2002, came back to Mississippi College, and I was so happy. Dr. Gowan was the Spanish teacher. She retired. Hey, I don't know if you're interested. I was like, when can I start? I mean, it was just one of those situations. I absolutely adore MC. I started the same year as Dr. Royce, and I don't know if you all have come to convocation or not, but you know, it's all the new people, and that year was buzz. It was a new president. Oh, it's big, you know, everything. And so the new faculty did kind of sit down front. So I made my way, sat by this nice lady. Hi, how are you doing? Hi, fine. Yeah, what are you teaching? I'm going to teach Spanish. I'm so excited. We have a new president. I hear he's great. You know, all this chit chat. So, okay, well, welcome. Yeah, my name's Rhoda. Didn't know at the time. So I'm sitting there. The president, you know, I would like to introduce my lovely wife, Rhoda, if you'll stand. Aww. Lovely. Anyway. That was my first day, and Dr. Royce, I think, is doing a great job. I have been at MC now. This is my 12th year. Coming on 12. In the department, we have a lot of study abroad, so I get to travel a lot. And just as a side note, before we start the soundtrack of your life, I'm a travel agency, so if you didn't know, shameless plug, 100 people. If you're getting married, guys, and you want honeymoon help, just let me know. If you want a girls' getaway down to New Orleans or wherever, just let me know. Anyway, so, soundtrack, number 1, or 10. Okay, so, you might think, you dropped a bum on me, what's that about? This is just a practical piece of advice for all of you in college. Cut up your credit cards now, because this is my reaction when I got my credit card bill. After having it at MC for several years, I had somewhat convinced myself, I'll just pay the interest, it's fine. Lots of trips to New Orleans, lots of t-shirts and CDs. I mean, you sell a t-shirt if you go to the mall nowadays. And so I got home and Mom was like, are you moving home? I mean, what's all this with the t-shirt? So, a lot of money. Again, very practical piece of advice. If you can, pay cash. I got 20 applications for a credit card. And you're all like, well, credit's good, right? Just saying, you dropped the bomb on me. Piece of advice, cut it off. If you have a credit card, don't use it. Spend on cash. And I would say spend things less and people more. So if you're going to have money to spend on people. Go out to eat with your friends. Do something. Very practical, not very interesting, but oh well. Respect your parents because God has commanded it. It's only a little bit more until you can get out of the house. So, with me, I hit the jackpot. I'm just saying my family is awesome. I've got a brother and sister, which you can't really see. They're tall, dark, and handsome. What happened to me? They got the looks of the family. My mom and dad in the middle. There's little Beth. If I weren't going to be a rock star, I was going to rob banks. That was going to be my second career. But I just have to say, I love my family. And they're recording this. They're in South Georgia. Hey, y'all. My mom is a character. You could write a book about my mom in general. And I have some things I wrote down. I'm not making fun of her, so just know that this is all out of love. Our whole family jokes about it. She is a genius, but it will get lost in the backyard. She truly is. She's very, very tight with her money. We always say you can make change out of a penny. Mama, come on, loosen up. But this is why I cut up my credit cards, because she knows about money. She is a little bit ADD when it comes to food and weight loss. So when I go home, it's like going to boot camp. I mean, who goes home for the holidays and loses 5 pounds? You know, talk about the Hunger Games. I mean, I'm like, Mom, please, they don't want to take you, Mama. But I have to say, I love my mama, and she loves me more than life. More than life. She is where I get my love of music. And she's where I get to, like, deal with people and get along. Because she can get along with anybody. And is as caring as you can have. Excuse me. My mom taught me how to cook. A lot. I love to eat, and she cooks well. She taught me also about sacrifice. There's a story we went out to eat, I'd say maybe 10 years ago. And we were at some, like, I don't know, some store, a restaurant. Name a restaurant, Cracker Barrel. I don't even know. Where was it? So we go through eating, and, you know, she gets her plate, and I said, Mom, you got, like, fried chicken. That's great. It's white meat. I thought you liked the dark meat. She's like, no, honey. I always sacrificed that for you. I mean, come on. So, I've learned a lot from my mom. My dad, though, is my hero, I have to say. Love some Beth Stapleton. I'm a big daddy's girl. A lot of the reason I am because of him. We're wired exactly alike. I get my Irish temper from him. I mean, leave us alone, roll the world. I get my competitive spirit from him. I mean, I don't like to lose, and if I do, it's not pretty. I can't play Monopoly anymore with my family. Because the last time we played, I grabbed the Scotty dog and I said, if you charge me on third place, you won't see the end of it. He taught me how to fish. He taught me how to play basketball. He taught me how to be a leader. But he also taught me to never settle for less than what God has for me. I think one reason why I'm single is because nobody's lived up to my daddy. Told you, cry, get over it. But my parents also taught me about love. And they taught me how to love God and love each other. They're going on 47 years together. That's a long time. So, allergy season, right? So I say, cherish your family every single day. If you hate your folks now, you're going to figure out about age 30 they're okay. I promise. Love them. California dreaming. Everybody has this vision of California. It's someplace between fantasy and reality. But dreaming's great. I mean, dreaming is positive for a lot of reasons. It lets us be creative. It lets us go with what's in our mind. I have so many pinging things in my brain I can't think straight most days. It's hard to sleep because I'm thinking about, oh, okay, what is my next travel adventure? Or I want to write this book. I don't read or write very well. Which last year will tell you that. But the thing is, dreaming is good. But dreamers also need jobs. This is another practical piece of advice. You know, it may not be your final career, but you gotta have a job. Your parents will say, when you graduate, get a job. You don't need to be a mooch on anybody. Not on our taxes, not on life, not on anybody. In the Randy Pausch lecture, he made a statement about jobs. No job is below you. If you work in the mailroom, be the best you can be, and be great at sorting mail. If you're flipping some burgers at McDonald's, be the greatest burger flipper that they have. And for my point, he didn't say this, but I think this is what God has asked us to do. But we have to do everything that we can to the glory of God, because everybody's watching you. No matter what you're doing, somebody's watching. So get a job. Everything I hope for, everything I need, you are so beautiful to me. I absolutely adore this song. Those of you like Joe Cocker, hands up, that voice just gets me. It's a powerful song. The picture, one of these little girls is not like the other. Can you see? I have a little bit of problem with authority. I do what I'm supposed to do, but it's a little bit like, okay, I'll go almost to that line. I wasn't a ballerina. I mean, come on. Can you see me in a tutu? Can't walk on my toes. This picture's about be yourself. I mean, I could have put Christina Aguilera up there, but, you know, I just can't handle that. Joe is way better. I mean, you have to be yourself. Look at me. Most people would think, oh, you're doing a formal lecture. Surely you would wear a dress. Not. If I'm dying, I'm not going to put on a dress. I can promise you that. Praise the Lord for jeans. Besides the dress thing, I don't really like them. I would have to wear so many Spanx and lycra, so they lit a fire. I catch on fire. Y'all feel me, girls? You gotta keep it sucked in. The skinny girls, Debbie's like, I'm gonna Google what is lycra. I was born a size 12, so I know what fat is, and I know how to keep it pulled in, right? I tried a corset one time. Not pretty. Those of you know that picture it. Just stop. But the point is, be yourself. We all have our quirks, and we're all a little weird. I mean, let's be honest. What is normal anymore? That's not normal. If you're a leader, you need to lead, but don't run over people. Agnes, who works with me, our first conversation when I became chair, so distraught, who I absolutely love. You know, Agnes, she teaches French. So she comes to my office, she's like, Beth, we need to talk. Agnes, what's going on? No, we really need to talk. Okay, so you are like a transfer truck and I'm a little Kia. I said, why did you do that? You just go hard and you run over me. Okay, so I have a new conversation with Agnes. We know how to communicate now. She knows I'm very direct and I don't have a lot of this around the loop. But we're good. We're good. Those of you, especially in leadership roles here, I know you get overstressed and overworked. You've got to know how to say no. You've got to protect yourself energy-wise. You've got to protect yourself emotional-wise. You've got to have time for exercise, which I don't always have time to, but you have to protect yourself. One of my weaknesses, speaking of know yourself, and it's not particularly a secret, is I don't deal with kids very well. I love kids, my family kids, nieces and nephews, but I just don't have, God didn't put the patience in me to deal with kids. There was an instance probably 6 years ago at my house. I was working in the garage, painting something. You know, the music's going, it's one summer afternoon. I hear this. And then, so my hair is moving. So I got the remote control of the garage door. It's like, these three little kids, they just froze. I grabbed a handlebars. What are you doing? And I said, no words. They're just looking at me. This lady possessed. They said, do you not speak English? What about Spanish? What is And then they're like, so I just don't deal with like short attention span kid things. My problem is now they're about 15, so I'm just waiting to be egged any day at Halloween. Be yourself.
And the cat's in the cradle and a silver spoon. Little boy blue and the man on the moon. When you're coming home, Daddy don't know when. We'll get together then this time. You know we'll have a good time then.
Ever know the story of this song? It's actually very, very heartbreaking. If you don't know it, you need to listen to it. Classic hippie song, Cats in the Cradle, but it's so powerful because the little guy wants to play with his dad. Dad, come on, I want to play with you. Oh, honey, I'll do it later. I gotta go. This is just kind of a little cartoon about, yeah, hey, it's great, Dad. We're having fun. And then as he progressively gets older, the dad wants to spend more time with the son. And, oh, I'm sorry, Dad, I gotta work. You know, we gotta pick up the kids after practice. And it's the cycle of, nobody has time for anybody. So, the question about this song is, what are you spending your time on? Is it keeping up with the Kardashians? Or fantasy football league? Or video games at all hours of the night? Jim Elliott, those of you know who Jim Elliott is, said, wherever you are, be all there. So, if you're at a meal with your friends, don't do this the whole meal. If you're in a class that you hate, be there. Because you got a test coming later, but still, you might learn something. You might learn something. The thing is, we are all, not just you guys, we are all, myself included, victims of technology, and we're missing out on the development of real relationships a lot of times. You know, MC's a special little world. We're all huggy-lovey, my brother. But we're missing out. We've got to unplug to truly plug in. And I would say, more than ever, we've got to make an intentional effort to do that. So, are you spending your time on the right things?
But you got to have friends. The feelings are so strong. You got to have friends to make that day last long.
Okay, friends. I love Bette Midler. alert, by the way. That's a little Bette Midler song. The divinest of divine is M's. Love her. I started to do Wind Beneath My Wings. It was a little teary, you know. So friendships, we've got to have friends, and we've got to have mentors in our lives. I've been very fortunate to have a list of mentors and people that have influenced my life, which some of them are here. So I want to tell you a little bit about a couple. This is kind of like, I want to thank all the people in the audience. But I truly mean it. As a student at MC, I had two professors my freshman year that I had one class with. Susan Lassiter and Melinda Gann. Scalping, holla, ladies. I just want you to know, I got a B probably for both of them, I didn't care. But I came to that classroom every single day, the most excited freshman you could be. I learned about humor from both of these ladies. If you've got a class with them, you know you laugh hysterically. I also learned about dealing with pain and what happens when life throws you a curveball. Susan never stops. I'm not going to cry, okay? I'm not even looking over there. Jonathan protects me. Susan Lassiter is somebody that is dear to me because she never stops and she's completely herself. She understands pain because she's lived pain, and she deals with it through faith and humor. Not, well, woe is me, life sucks. Well, her life has had some bad, sucky moments, unfortunately. But she's always got a smile, and she never stops. If you haven't had a class with her, you need to take a class with her. She's amazing. Yes, I see a lot of nodding heads. So I love you, Susan. Melinda Gann, also, one class with her, finite math. I mean, come on. Who's going to make finite math interesting? Melinda Gann, I promise you. But more than just in class, she also used to teach us an aerobics class at First Baptist. For little freshman girls. And we were like, sing your face to the Lord, sorry. We're sweating to the Christian music, just dancing. And the group was going crazy. We're like, I mean, my impression was like, this is college is the best. I'm listening to Christian music, doing some exercise. But Melinda, y'all were like, rock on. Melinda took time after those aerobic sessions to love on us and share with us about life. And prayed with us. And say, hey girls, what's going on? I mean, she had us in her hand. It was awesome. And I cherish those times. I also want to thank these people who I learned from. That's a long list of people. Teresa and Ted and Dr. G and Carol Joy and Dean Hand and Debbie Rochelle and Judy Gray and Susan Newman and Glenda Holliman and so many more in Alabama, Georgia at the church and in my teachers. And Sue Ann and Juana and Kathy and Bonnie and June and Jana and Gloria and Anita and Angie. It's like the locker room. I see. Mary Lewis. I have learned from Mary Lewis Govro. Hey Mary Lewis, she's my neighbor. We had a crying session of the day about life. And I was like, you are my mentor. She said, no, I'm not. And Donna and Karen and Tom and so many more that I cannot name. The people in my department, I love you all like sisters. You know that. Allergies. Emily and Amy and Kathy and Agnes and Ashley and Ron and Risa and Julie. Of course, Mitchell. But these people have my back because we go into a battle often in a classroom, whether you realize that. You guys are like, wow, no way. But it's a hard day, a lot of hard days, and we've got to have each other. But I do want to talk about two friends, as you see on the pictures, that have been in my life for the last 25 years. And I adore them. My best friend Melanie, and my mentor and life coach and best friend, everything else, blah, 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 Debbie Norris. Now, I'm going to start with the Debster. This is a picture, I don't know if you can see. My senior year, Debbie and I were at Waterboard. We had Waterboard favorite faculty meal. I don't know if you know that. I had one class with her as well, one class. And she took me and said, now Beth, and kind of walked me through life. She's counseled me. She's taught me how to control my temper in a business setting. Often, I call the magic red line, Debbie. I need to talk. Should I take a breath and come here? She's told me the truth and things that I often didn't want to hear. She's laughed with me and laughed at me often. I know one time she called me a couple of years back. I was over at Madison eating at Five Guys, you know, the restaurant, the Renaissance, whatever. I'm like, oh my gosh, phone rings. It's like, hey, Debbie, what's up? No, I really can't hear you. I'm in the middle of Five Guys without missing a beat. Do I never let you go? I said, no, the restaurant, come on. Took some of y'all a second, I know. It was great. I was like, that's awesome. I wish I'd said it. She has traveled with me all over the world. She's encouraged me, and she is loyal beyond anybody I know. She loves MC, loves it. If you ever had a class with her, take the class with her. It's amazing. Business communications I recommend to all my students. All of you. Take it. Now, she's hard, but you're going to learn about doing a resume and a lot of other cool stuff in life. Melanie is like my sister. She is my sister in Christ. I'm not looking over there because I know I'll cry. There's a picture of us in college days. Hippie. And this is the three of us. We went to Australia last year. We met at Mississippi College. We were Laguna sisters. Is that what you know? We fight like we're sisters. We shop together. We eat together quite a bit. We travel together, especially to go into Ireland. She loves Ireland as much as I do. It's grand. We're in a store together. We hear a song over the loudspeakers, Michael Bublé. I instantly go. And she goes. We're going to fight over him when he gets divorced. Like one day he's leaving his model wife from Argentina. The most important thing is that we can cry together, but we laugh a lot. I mean, I laugh constantly with Melanie Hughes. The funniest story that I have for Melanie is she recently took me, not recently, 4 or 5 years ago, to get a colonoscopy. Now, if those of you haven't experienced that joy, they knock you out, run something up your rear, and you don't remember a thing. They give you some kind of magic gas that you truly have amnesia. Don't remember a thing. So she comes and picks me up. I've got slobber like here. Somehow I get in the car, drive home. Hey, Mel, you talk to the doctor? I'm like, yeah, everything's fine. Okay, good, thanks. Hey, Mel, you talk to the doctor? Yeah, everything's good. So after about 4 or 5 times, hey, Mel, what did the doctor say? It was bad. Okay, thanks, yeah. So I'm going to sleep. Hey, Mel, what did the doctor say? Tumor size of football. I don't remember a thing. I'm like, okay, that's great, that's great. She said she realized I was back to normal. She said, hey, Mel, I'm hungry. All right, she's awake now. So anyway, I love you both, you know that. And I think the lesson for this song is get people in your life that you know, on your hand, that 5 people that know everything about you. Don't post it on Facebook, everything in the world about you. You've got to have some intimate friends that you can be confident with and know they're praying for me and they got my back. If you're faculty and staff, I encourage you to mentor those now. Because if you heard my story, 3, 4 people I mentioned, I had one class with that were not in my major. Dr. G was my Spanish advisor and mentor. She influenced me in so many ways. But the point is, you, as a faculty and staff, you've got everybody listening to you. So make it right. Make it the right kind of thing. Spend time going to get coffee. It takes 5 minutes.
It's sad, so sad. Why can't we talk it over? Oh, it seems to me that sorrow seems to be the hardest word.
So sad, that song. So sad. Sorry, as linguists, I do Spanish and linguistics. As a linguist, I study words. That's my job. I sit around and talk to people. I love it. That's great. But words have such powerful applications. They're sweet as honey or they're as bitter as poison. This is where I get in trouble a whole lot. Obviously, I like to laugh. And I've had a tendency to laugh at other situations. And I'm talking to myself, but words can make all the difference in the world. I mean, we're in a culture of mean girls and pro football players bullying each other. I mean, come on. This is where we have this anonymous little tweets and things that are said, and it's anonymous, and things hurt really, really badly. But just conversely, a positive word to somebody can radically change your life. Radically. Take a 5-second break and go talk to Miss Rose. And not, hey, Miss Rose, what's up? You know, give her positive words of affirmation. Tell your friends how much they really mean, not just the cutest outfit. Oh my gosh, that's great, but that's not real. Tell them something to their heart. It's also important with words that we know how to say we're sorry. We know how to admit we're wrong. And have those tough conversations when it's about love. And you're invested in a friendship. You've got to say truth to them, but you got to say it in respect.
I went skydiving, I went Rocky Mountain climbing, I went 2.7 seconds on a morning moonlit view, and I loved deeper, and I spoke sweeter, and I gave forgiveness I could deny you. And he said, someday I hope you get the chance to live like.
Okay, for the record, this is the only country song I like, but I like that song. I like the meaning. Come on, YOLO. Right, Megan, where's Megan? Where are you? YOLO. You know, they say YOLO is carpe diem for stupid people. So. Carpe diem. You got one life. Come on. You got to live hard is what my motto is. I tell that to Mary Lewis, some of my friends. Hey, I got one life going around, so I'm going to do everything I can do. You gotta love hard, you gotta laugh hard, you gotta cry hard. Here's the deal, my dad is dying right now of stage 4 cancer. But God has got it. We are praying over it. Oh, I'm not crying. He's strong, we are strong. But the deal is we're dying. Everybody's dying. Every single day we live, we die. So, the question is, what are you gonna do to live a legacy? And leave a legacy? I mean, do I want people to think of me as an awesome Spanish teacher? Yeah, she's great. Oh my gosh, have you heard her speak Spanish? That's awesome. And I truly like hearing that, so thank you. But, is that how I want people to remember me? I mean, what is my legacy I'm leaving in the world? I've got a long items, a bucket list that I've checked off. I'll read a couple, okay? See a couple of pictures. I played a college sport, tennis. Walk on, not good, but it was fun. I've touched the grass in Wimbledon and Real Madrid stadiums. I've been to the Olympics, not played in the Olympics yet. I've walked part of the Camino de Santiago in Spain. I made a quilt. I've been to Broadway and Statue of Liberty. I've seen a live performance at the Sydney Opera House. I've seen the Great Barrier Reef. I've done a hot air balloon ride. Fun. Held a koala and a kangaroo. I've eaten a kangaroo and a koala. Crocodile. No, sorry. I fished with piranha on the Amazon. I've started a business. It's kind of fun. I skied the Rocky Mountains. Been to Disney World. It's a small world after all. I've done a triathlon. I've seen the Roman ruins. I've been to Cuba and smoked a Cuban with a Cuban. I've earned a PhD, which is kind of awesome. I've run with the bulls in Pamplona. Truly, I'm not making this up. I've saved a kid from drowning and I've helped feed a hungry person. The thing is, on my bucket list for the first 44 years of my life, it's been about me. Yeah, I've done that. Because I want to live hard. So God is slowly revealing to me, all right, Beth, you probably don't have 44 years left. So start making a difference for somebody else. So I say make your list, do it. But also think of the other person involved. Okay? I'm not going to cry. Don't wait. other. I have students in my classes that are supposedly friends. I've got people in the caf I see that are hurting and nobody's going to them. Me included. We're screwing it up. It's easy to love when we want to love, but it's hard to love when we are expected to get something in return and we don't. Or somebody you don't know. I don't know if you know this, but Gandhi, you know Gandhi? He was quoted as saying, "I would have become a Christian until I met one." Talk about power. And around the world, people see us by our love, and we're not doing it. This is what it's about. If you don't learn anything else or hear anything else, you gotta love. You gotta love God, and you gotta love Him hard. And if you love God hard, you're gonna love others. To make that happen, then we gotta get over ourselves. And again, I'm talking to myself. We all have this selfish beast in our bodies, and we gotta get over it and say, "You go ahead." If there's 10 items in Walmart, and the person has 20, and you go, "You're not supposed to be in this lane," right? I mean, that's a stupid example, but we gotta love. Less of yourself and more to others, okay? Sorry, I missed my water cue. So, yeah, you think it's all about love. Why did I end on this? Because this is getting long, and you got to know when to end. Everything's a cycle. Yeah. Everything's a cycle, and you'll get this more when you're old. There's a time to leave a conversation. There's a time to know when to exit in someone's business, and you have to move on and move on and move on. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be here. I love my job, so I'm not asking to be fired. All of these people think, "Are you leaving MC?" You know, I don't think so. But we do have cycles. We have cycles with friendships that you pour hard into people at times and then you have to let them go. So, to end, a bucket list item. I love this picture. Our family went to Hawaii a couple years back, and all the Hawaiians were like, "Yes, the ukulele. You want to play the ukulele?" I was like, "Oh, yeah, ukulele? Yeah, ukulele." They have extra vowels everywhere. My sister and I get like this little wrist thing, kind of things that, you know, that say your name. She goes up to a lady and she's like, "Yeah, my name's Allison." She's like, "You are Mana." I said, "Yeah, that's going to be one syllable, right?" "Your name is Ho'okiakokua." Oh, bless you. So, I say this. I don't know what my point is. I'm not a rock star, obviously. I love music, though, and I still think you need to find a passion. I'm not going to try out for Glee, or American Idol, or X Factor, or I won't be a Spice Girl. Really want to be a Spice Girl back in the day. Want to be Spanish Spice. My nickname was Paprika. Anyway, I'm going to play a little tune. It's 3 chords. It's important to me. You can teach a cat to play 3 chords. And the words, you can sing along if you want. You don't have to. I'm going to have to do something with this. So rest it here, my belly. But the words are important because there was a time not too long ago I was running hard for God. And I can tell you, I've been with God and without Him. Not He left me, but I was like, "Yeah, check you later, God." I was mad, and I'd played by the rules. I had done what I was supposed to, and I wasn't married, and I had kids, and I was like, "Come on." And He kept thumping my head. He's like, "Come on, turn around, you'll figure it out." So, I figured it out, and I'm good. He's taught me a lot in His grace. I don't know if I can do this. I'm usually sitting on a chair. Let's see.